The Insta 360 X5 camera, unlike conventional cameras, records a full 360-degree view around about it. It achieves this by using two lenses, one in the front and one in the rear of the camera, which allows for some very creative ideas. This is my first video made with the camera, and I really enjoyed using it. It was a lovely early November day when I took the boat and 360-degree camera to Kelly's Pier in Loch Etive. I had the camera mounted on a pole attached to the boat box and started recording. I don't need to point the camera at my subject, as it captures everything around about it, and I select what I want to see when I get home. The camera has two fisheye lenses which record the spherical video, which can be a bit of a problem as fisheye lenses tend to distort objects near the camera or bend horizons, making scenery look unnatural. To prevent horizon bend, it's important to place it running across the centre of the scene. The big advantage of a 360-degree camera is that it can be set at home to follow me around, which in my opinion gives the viewer a better sense of being in location than a conventional video camera can. Going back to the boat, you may wonder what the grey object was that I placed in the bottom of the boat. It's a painted plank of 3-inch wide times 1/2-inch thick wood. Its purpose to stop the airflow wobble, caused by the airflow trapping air under the boat as I go, which can feel a little like running over a whale's back when the air passes under the boat. It prevents this, and I also think it helps the boat get in the plane a little quicker. When I hauled the boat into the sea, the camera never moved from its pole, yet it followed me from the front of the boat to the shore, illustrating the main reason for me using the 360-degree camera. It's like having someone else with me operating the camera. Of course, a disadvantage for me is that it captures everything I do, warts and all. But it does prove I wear my kill cord, although perhaps a perfectionist would say I should have put it on when starting the outboard. Another disadvantage of the camera is, in my opinion, the video is not quite as sharp as my other cameras. Therefore in future I will be selective in which clips I include in future videos. I think it will be perfect me capturing sea trout next year, or recording dolphins running in front of the boat. My conventional cameras can't change from looking over the bow, then panning to get my mugshot in the rear of the boat. I did the panning at home when editing the footage. During the winter season I am often on Loch Etive during the better days, and I always seem to follow the northern shoreline. So this time I decided to follow the southern shore, as I wanted to see how far I could paddle up the river Kinglass. It almost felt like I was boating on a new location, as I seldom follow this side. I followed the line of boys across this bay, who were left behind when the majority of mussel farms abandoned the loch around 2011. The Insta 360 camera can capture some interesting views of the boat by holding it over the side and the end of its stick. It was now approaching my mid-morning tea break time, so I looked for a suitable spot to land for a coffee. But first it was time to let the drone have its exercise, and it was eager to go as it had not flown in this location before. Having enjoyed my mid-morning break, I now made my way round to the mouth of the River Kinglass, which was not so far away. I know from previous attempts to enter the river that it's very shallow water, but as this day was a very high spring tide, I hoped to at least get past the silted mouths and into the river itself. Even with the high spring tide, I was still a distance from the river mouth when I started seeing grass go past under the boat. I stopped the outboard and started paddling. I was needing the exercise anyway. It was hard work paddling a lightweight carboat against the flow of the river, so once past the silted up entrance, the water got a little deeper again, and I used a mixture of outboard tickover and paddling to keep progressing upstream. In truth, I didn't get as far as I had hoped. Just past the road bridge I could see a bank of stone and suspected it would be shallow, fast-flowing rapids at that location. I was correct in that assumption, so landed and let the drone go and scout out the river to see if it was worthwhile continuing. And it wasn't. There would need to be a good spate of rain to get the river deep enough for a boat, but then the flow would be too much for me going upstream. In all honesty, I was only passing time and enjoying being out. I'd often wondered how far I could go up the river, and now I know. was much easier paddling back down the river, so there was no need for any outboard takeover assist. Once back in the loch, I headed for the northern end to see how the autumn colours were progressing. I knew a lot of the leaves would have fallen in the old oak forest. Although the majority of trees had lost their leaves, there was still an abundance of rustic colours in the landscape. From the browns of hill heather, the yellow ochres of grasses, and the oranges of once verdant green bracken. I decided to pull over for a walk in the woods to capture the remaining leaves and trees that hold on to their foliage longer than the oaks in the forest. There's a lovely path through the woods, and at this small stone shore access to the path is not so far. It was once a main thoroughfare for horse-drawn carriages in the days before roads and cars. Wealthy tourists would catch a boat in Oban and sail to the old jetty near Bar, then continue to Glencoe by carriage. William Wordsworth the poet was amongst them and wrote, "This land of rainbows spanning glens whose walls rock-built are hung with rainbow-coloured mists, of far-stretched meres whose salt flood never rests, of tuneful caves and playful waterfalls, of mountains varying momentarily their crests, proud be this land whose poorest huts are halls." There are a few piles of moss-covered stones beside the path that could have been the remains of house walls from those days. I always enjoy my walks through the distant past in these ancient woods. In my opinion, the Insta 360 camera, on the end of its long stick, captured the area as well as William Wordsworth's words did. And then it was time to head back. I love my solitary journeys into this promised land. It's the place I chose to retire, and I never tire of it. The loch provides me with fish for food, and the woods provide me fuel for my fire. The peace and quiet soothe my soul when it gets troubled. It's getting much colder now. In fact, there's snow in the hilltops, but I'm still heading there every opportunity I get, and I never get bored. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.